Hi, I'm Ian Luff and welcome to this very special edition of Street Commodores Live. This time out we're following Cruise for Charity 6 as it winds its way around the country, raising much needed donations for the Starlight Children's Foundation. We've covered 3 magazine feature cars in action, including Rhys Bennett's beautiful twin-turbo VE Ute, Adam Hodges' smooth LS1 powered VL from the cover of issue 147, and Nathan Haggerson's vortex-blown 10-second stroke of VN. So grab a cold one, sit back and get ready for some awesome Commodore action from all over Australia on Street Commodores Live.
The Sydney leg of the Cruise for Charity is always the first event and typically the largest as well. 2009 was no exception, with over 1,200 cars donating well over $47,000.
Travelled about 400 k's from Bateman's Bay, left at 4 o'clock this morning. Can't wait. Missed the very first one, and every year since then.
Go Commodore!
Is this your first cruise?
No, full. Yeah. I've done 3 in Brisbane, and this is my first in Sydney.
Oh, okay. What do you drive?
HSV Grange.
You've done that in all of them?
Yeah, I had a white HSV Grange in the others, and this is the first one I put the black one in.
Okay, you're going to do the full cruise?
Yeah, bloody hard.
What do you think of the turnout?
Awesome. Yeah, like I was told there was going to be like 750 cars, and no, this is massive. This is bigger than Brisbane's. Like, we'll get probably 500 cars there, and this is like easy. Got to be close to 1,000 cars now.
This is your first cruise?
Yeah, first cruise. Yeah.
You guys?
Yeah, first cruise. Yeah.
So what are you here for? The guys, cars?
Cars. Both. Cars. Definitely.
So what's impressed you the most so far?
The cars. No, cars. Definitely cars. Definitely cars.
Do we supposed to say anything?
And to Envy Dino 20 Roger Street Brookvale. See us. Woo, woo. Don't forget your Street Commodore tag.
The convoy made its way from Sydney Olympic Park on a tour of Sydney along a 90-kilometre cruise route before ending up at the Blacktown drive-ins. day attracted its fair share of ex-feature cars, which mingled with the hundreds of other Commodores, allowing attendees to get up close and personal, and even cruise with some of the hottest Commodores New South Wales has to offer.
Can we go to randoms? So, are you driving today?
Yeah,
What are you driving?
the V or Commodore.
Whereabouts is it?
Down the very end.
What colour?
White.
Nice. What about you?
Yeah.
Just with him driving? That's nice. How long have you been here for?
About a half hour now.
We've been here all day, so. Yeah. No, you have to show us your wagon. What's your name?
Jezza,
Where are you from?
Newcastle.
So, what do you drive?
BS wagon.
Let's go have a look. Have you done anything to it?
Yeah, took holidays last week just to get the interior and stuff finished. Just did it myself. Me and some of the boys at work. Just put it together, a bit of a quick project. Yeah, first cruise ever, eh? I'll definitely be back next year.
I'll have one too.
We'll probably have a bigger crew this year. We've got probably all these 10 cars here we've got with us, so just come for a run up from Newcastle. Pretty quick, pretty cruisy.
Start dancing around. Do you dance?
At the Blacktown venue, we had a range of vendors set up, allowing showgoers to peruse the best parts and products that the aftermarket has to offer. There was also a dyno set up by our friends at Brad's Garage and a stage with live music, meaning that everywhere you looked, there was something to take in. The day started Cruise for Charity 6 off with a bang, and an initial figure of $47,635, which is the single largest figure we've ever seen donated at one cruise.
Wow, how big was that? What an amazing start to the Cruise for Charity 6 series. With over 1,200 Commodores and more than $47,000 raised, your donations are going to help plenty of sick kids and put smiles on their faces.
The Tasmanian cruise is, if nothing else, the coldest cruise of the Cruise for Charity series. And while the weather does its best to stack the odds against the island state, the Tasmanian cruise is always incredibly successful. 2009 saw 155 cars from all over Tasmania converge on Hobart, where we met at the Cadbury factory in the suburb of Claremont.
So we're here with the Tasmanian Cruise for Charity coordinator, Jess. Jess, it's a little wet underfoot, but all in all, a good day. What are your thoughts on the turnout?
Yeah, I'm actually really stoked with the amount of cars that we've got today. It's more than we've got the previous 2 years, and it's in winter as well, so we didn't expect to get as good numbers as what we had, and the quality of cars is really great as well, so yeah, stoked.
Yeah, definitely, and we've got a rough number that we can get at this stage. What are your thoughts on how many people we've got here now?
We did a rough count and we got about 160 cars.
160 cars, it's a pretty good turnout.
The cruise route took us around the greater city of Hobart, taking in their scenic roads before winding up at Lennox Park at Old Beach. Lennox Park gave cruisers a great chance to wander amongst the assembled crowd and take in what the Tasmanian Commodore scene had to offer. While the weather eventually came in to spoil our party towards the end of the day, the crowd persevered and stayed until the very last prize was raffled off. The Tasmanian cruise added a further $7,569 to the kitty and is one of the fastest growing cruises on the Cruise for Charity calendar. We can't wait to see what the Tassie team muster up for next year. There's just something about an event in Queensland that gives it a real party atmosphere, and Cruise for Charity Queensland is no different. It's one of the most dynamic cruises and manages to surprise us year after year by offering attendees more and more. 2009 was no exception, with Cruise for Charity taking over Willowbank Raceway for the biggest event the Sunshine State has seen yet. Cruisers met at Carroll Park, southwest of Brisbane, and once the majority of the 700 cars in attendance had registered, the convoy set off bound for Queensland Raceway. Once at the track, the action didn't stop. With a sound-off, dyno competition, show and shine, and even some on-track action later in the afternoon. Just like the Sydney event, Queenslanders had the chance to empty their wallets with an array of wares from vendors such as Maguire's and Royal Purple, both of whom generously supported the event nationwide.
Make sure you check out that.
With some 700 cars doing Queensland proud and a further $29,100 added to the bank, our time in Queensland was extremely beneficial for the Cruise for Charity cause.
Fitting late model engines into old bodies is known as retrotech. This very popular modification with Commodores uses a general series of LS engines. This fine example belongs to Adam Hodges, and it is really one smooth VL Calais.
You might find this hard to believe, but the full house VL Calais you see before you started life with a 3-litre turbo mill under the bonnet, before owner Adam Hodge got tired of driveline breakages.
I'm with Adam Hodge and a beautiful example of what can be done to a Commodore. Now give us a bit of a go. Why did you get rid of the 6-cylinder turbo?
Just not reliable. Turbo's just more of a V8 man myself.
So it's a pretty big job. You've gone a lot of work. You've got a great exhaust system on here. I can't believe how good it sounds. That must have taken a lot of time.
Yeah, I've got just a full custom from scratch to finish. Just full Liverpool exhaust on everything.
Yeah.
From start to finish. They just made the whole extractors all the way through. Just it dumps at the diff.
In search of the often difficult combination of power and reliability, Adam made the decision to drop an LS1 from a VY into the VL shell, and the rest, as they say, is history. Adam completed the conversion himself using parts from the Castlemaine Rod Shop conversion kit. However, outsourced work like the Impulse Blue paint job, the leather retrim and the huge stereo install, all of which come together for a car that's easy on the eye and easy to enjoy.
I noticed that you've got a pretty impressive fuel rail on top, because with an engine like this, it must gulp plenty of fuel, and you've got the rail set up in such a way that it's going to deliver the job.
Yeah, we've got bigger fuel rails, bigger fuel pump, new fuel lines all the way through, just so, because fuel's everything with a big car.
We know it's important to have the grunt, but it's pretty important that you've got the stopping department, so you've got a bit of trouble with the brakes as well?
Yeah, we put a big 330mm brake upgrade on it, and yeah, it's stopped pretty good now.
So you've got the stopping department and you've got the going department, but you've also got the show department. You've done a great job inside the car with the leather trim. Who chose the colour?
Oh, me and my mates went through it all, and that's what we chose to get the look.
So is it true it's called Baby Chuck Yellow?
No, it's Somerset Gold.
Okay, I'll settle for Somerset Gold, like Baby Chuck Yellow itself. But great example, beautiful colour scheme on the car. You must be pretty proud of it.
Yeah, it's all good. Took a few years to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes a bit later, eh?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Since our photo shoot for the cover of issue 147, Adam has smoothed and detailed the bay and gone searching for power to make this retro tech rocket even more potent. The Northern Territory cruise doesn't have it as easy as some other states because it hasn't had as much time to cut its teeth on the scene. Given Darwin's markedly smaller population, the cruise struggles to pull the numbers that the other states do. That being said, 92 cars and just shy of $3,000 in donations is an extremely respectable figure from the event's newest cruise. Once again, the fun in Darwin was centred around the Hidden Valley Raceway. However, a mix-up with the booking meant that unlike last year, the action had to be contained to the pits.
Hi guys, we're at the Northern Territory Cruise for Charity, episode 6. I've got a couple of guys here. Now I understand you guys haven't met before today?
No, we have just met like 5 minutes ago.
Right, so what's the story? I see that you guys have got very similar cars.
Yeah. It's just one of those coincidences, I suppose. I've got mine about 3 or 4 months ago. I don't know how long you've had yours. I got October last year.
Yours in October last year, is it? Yeah, right.
And I just thought, well, Missile will be a nice name for it. Monaro and Missile, and just got the plates, personalised plates.
Right.
And driving around town, I've noticed that there's a strike driving around. And I said, well, hang on, I've got to get together with this guy and get a photo.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just getting something out of my car. He comes up, how's it going? I got a Monaro Missile. I'm like, that'll work.
Awesome.
So yeah, stuck them together and
good stuff.
Crowds come around.
It's got new wheels, lowered bipedal suspensions. Also got a Filippo exhaust 3-inch system.
Cool. And yeah, have you haven't possibly brought it down here for the off-street drags at all, have you?
No.
I've got a full exhaust system all the way through, 3-inch. Intake. Just put a tune through it and stuff like that. So yeah, other than that, it's pretty standard. Put some fuel on, off she goes.
Nice one. Is there any reason why you bought a ute?
Yeah, all my mates got utes and it's done. So.
Yeah, it's done. we're here with Scott, and he's going to tell us about his ute. What have you done to your ute?
We've just got a cam, intake, exhaust, yeah, just a few little cosmetic pieces on it. And
yeah.
That's about it.
What about the wheels? What are they?
We've got 20s, Zanettis. Yep. What else?
And the tray? What is the tray?
Custom, yeah, coming out from Brisbane.
Okay.
Over there, mate brought it back, and yeah, I got it off him.
Nice one, mate. It sounded fantastic on the cruise.
Cheers, mate. So, yeah, that's what it's about, eh? Yeah. It's all about the sound with the 8s.
Yeah, man. And it's a good look, the black and the white. I really like it.
Yeah, cheers.
It's credit to you.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, mate.
Have a good one.
Likewise.
There was plenty to see and do, with entrants forming a show and shine, and the day rounded out with a raffle.
Alright, we're here with the winner of the ultimate ride for the Northern Territory Cruise for Charity 6, Adam. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a great day. It's a great car, as you can see. It's a good looking car. Sounds awesome too. And as you can hear, everyone's starting to leave the event, so we're going to get out of the sun. We're going to go and have a beer. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Right, thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, see you next year.
Yeah, see you later.
Is buck for my seat. This one is scrap for my seat. This is Mr. Messi, and this is my transformer car. He transforms into a man. Watch carefully. Look at him, he's a man. That's his head.
The last day Sam ever saw anything was the day he had his second eye removed, and we sat him down and we said, we've got to take your second eye out. You won't be able to see anymore, but you won't have cancer anymore. Your eye won't keep getting sick. You won't have to keep going into hospital. And it's going to be hard. You won't be able to see, but we're there to help you. Sam was our first child, and just to find out that he had cancer, we didn't know what that meant for his life. To give us some hope. We couldn't see past the cancer, we didn't know what life held for him, and it was just really hard. Sam's incredible the way he's taken on the whole not being able to see concept. He's a very big inspiration to me and to the rest of our family. Even after the surgery, he kept saying, I wish I could see, I hate not being able to see, but even he's turned it around now and says, but if I could see, I couldn't do Braille, and I really do like doing Braille. So he sees it not as a negative thing, but just as a challenge that he needs to get over.
I love Captain Starlight. That's for you.
We wanted to go down to the Starlight room and have Sam be happy and have some fun and see some good things before the surgery happened. So we went down there and walked in. We were all pretty down and depressed, and we were greeted by Captain Starlight, and before we knew it, everyone was dancing and joking around and laughing, and it was a good escape from the reason we were there that day. And it was great for Sam to see some happy faces and to see his family smiling, and that it wasn't the end of the world for everyone as we initially thought it would be.
What would you like to buy,
How are you, shopkeeper?
sir? What would you like to buy?
Oh, I think I might have a chocolate milkshake.
You stay here. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
We walked out of there a lot happier, knowing what was going to happen, but still realising that there's things that we can still do that make him happy and all of us to have fun. It's not the end of the world. We always feel really spoiled by Starlight. Like, we're so lucky to be able to have that. You forget about the sickness and the illness and all of the bad things to do with what's going on and just are able to focus on the fact that he's a child and he's having fun.
Something.
Following our stay in Darwin, we headed west to Perth for the West Australian event. With a huge Commodore scene on the west coast, we've come to expect big things from the Perth cruise, and 2009 certainly didn't disappoint. The cruise this year began on the shores of the Swan River at Taylor Reserve, with the picturesque city of Perth as our backdrop.
Cruise Charity Western Australia, Vic Park. This is Michelle owning this lovely pink ute. Lovely ute. What's it got?
It's got a 3.8 litre in it, stage 3 cam, mem cap. It's got ceramic coated extractors, a whole MSD setup. It's got SS induction. It's got a full stainless steel 2.5 inch system, high flow cats, all done at Exhaust Hawk and Lost Racing where I work. So come down and I'll look after you.
How many cruise charities have you been to?
This is my second one in Perth.
What do you love about cruise charity?
That it's for the kids, and there's some beautiful cars around here. It's just making me jealous. But yeah, no, definitely just mainly for the kids.
We hear you're a mechanic as well, is that right?
Yes, first year.
Whereabouts? Give them a plug.
I've been doing it at Lost Racing Products, but right now I'm being pushed more into the office and I'm selling the exhaust and that, but I'll be surely back on the tools soon.
Fantastic.
The cruise route took attendees through the city bound for the Perth Motorplex in Kwinana. The venue opened the doors to drag racing and burnouts. However, with the weather turning on us, most of the action had to be called off.
Well, we've moved on to the Motorplex. We're out here, it's very windy, but hopefully we get some racing. We're here with Mladen. Nice ute you got there, Mladen. What's it got under the hood?
Fully built V6 engine with a TO4E on it and a 6-speed manual out of a Club Sport. Should make about 400 horsepower.
Okay, and internals, they're all been strengthened?
Yeah, all forged pistons and conrods. And the heads have been all ported, polished, camshafts, all roller rockers, all the good stuff.
Fantastic. And how many cruise charities have you been to now? Is this your first?
This is probably the third one by now.
Yeah. And what do you love about cruise charity?
It's all the cars here, mate. All the people love all the same thing. And especially this one coming to Kwinana now, so a lot better.
We're here for big game paintball in Baldive. It's just 30 minutes down the freeway. Best
time ever on your weekend.
There was still plenty for cruisers to see and do though, with some 600 cars parked up on display in the show and shine, a variety of vendors selling their wares, and of course a raffle at the end of the day.
Well, we're here with Dale, his immaculate VT HSV Senator. What's it got done to it, Dale?
It's got a fair few things done. It's got the SDA blower, the walkie twin throats, big fuel system, running about 10-15 pound of boost, and goes pretty alright.
Got plenty of power?
Oh, more than I need, but yeah, no, it goes alright.
Will we see you on track today at all?
Oh, probably not today, but when she's all beddily tuned up, I'll definitely get her out there and let you know what I get.
How many cruise charities have you been to now?
This is my third. So, yeah, first driving, but yeah.
And what do you love about cruise to charity?
Just so many cars, so many nice cars. Everybody cleans them up, gets them there, look nice, and so many people to talk to.
We love Street Commodores Cruise for Charity!
We're here with Maria in a beautiful white VT. Maria, what have you done to your VT?
I've had a cam and a converter, 2700 stall. I'm due to get diff gears. I'm going to get 3 9s. That's about it at the moment.
Obviously you're going to race it?
I don't know, I'm a little bit scared. But yeah, think about it.
So we won't see you on track today?
I don't know, maybe.
And how many cruise charities have you been to?
This is my second.
What do you love about cruise for charity?
All the Commodores.
Once the donations were tallied up, the West Coast Cruise added another $17,019.45 to the national total.
Well, it's all turned torrential here at the Motorplex. The rain's come down, everyone's bailing. Looks like we have to wrap it up here, but we'll see you next time in Adelaide.
Nathan Hagenson's VN Commodore is a caged animal. Massive Vortec blower, runs 10.3 for the quarter mile. Best of all, it's actually street legal and street driven. Featuring on the front cover of issue 161, this car makes all the right sounds, so sit back and listen. This is like Nirvana on wheels.
Nathan's menacingly dark VN is a serious shock to the senses and is a package almost too big to take in only one sitting.
Well, it's always interesting when you see something as old as a VN Commodore. I'm not being disrespectful. There's not many modified VNs. I mean, this is a great example. I mean, you must be proud of it.
Oh yeah, I definitely am. Like you said, there's not a lot of them around. Yep. And it's sort of the last of the muscle car type Commodore shape, I reckon.
For starters, there's the 10-second chunk of Holden Stroker motor beneath the bonnet, which makes it one of the toughest sounding VNs on the road. And if for some reason the novelty of that wears off, visually, the package is just as stunning.
Give us a bit of an insight. What's happened to the motor and who's responsible for this insane horsepower?
The motor's got a 355 stroker, yep. All the good stuff put into it. Rotomotive Racing has built the motor.
Aren't they rotary specialists?
Yeah, they have started out that way, but they're sort of moving into the V8s and the turbos, the 6 turbos and stuff like that.
Now just tell me a bit about the Vortex turbo. It doesn't put out a lot of boost, but yet you're getting a heck of a lot of torque and horsepower at the same time. How have they done that, do you think?
That's responsible for Dave at Rotomotive. He's the whiz behind the tuner.
He's the genius that's made this. But you're only running about 6 pound boost.
Yes, that's all the blower will make.
And what have you done?
Too small for that motor.
So what have you done over the quarter mile so far?
I've run 10.3 with a 145 60 foot at nearly 131 mile an hour.
Well, gee, the speed's quick for the end, isn't it? So that's showing top end.
Definitely, it's pulling home.
So would you say that if we got even a bigger turbo on, there's a bit more opportunity, maybe break into the 9s, do you think?
Oh, definitely. With a V7 supercharger, a bit more boost on race field, definitely hook into probably mid to high 9s.
The black paintwork is incredibly deep and the bodywork is spot on too. The exterior is finished off by the show wheels billets, measuring 19 by 8 inch on the front and a massive 20 by 10 inch on the rear.
But what I found impressive about your car, your under-bonnet detail is fantastic, but you've really, the whole aspect of the car, you must be really into this sort of like, you know, very stealth black look, because you got the shades on. You look like sort of you look like a bit 1-800 Pimp My Ride.
Pro street look, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The statement's made with the sound of the car. Didn't really need to make the statement with the colour.
So it's one tough VN.
Oh, definitely.
The package is extremely well-rounded, with a cabin decked out with a black and grey suede retrim. The custom work doesn't stop inside the cabin either, with a half cage filling the rear half of the interior and a low-profile rear bench constructed to suit the enlarged wheel tubs.
Man, I tell you what, I'm impressed. I've seen some good cars, but what's the chance of scoring a go behind the wheel? Do you reckon you might entrust me?
About slim to none.
About slim to none. Well, there you go. Slim to none. Sounds like 0 to me.
We shook things up a little this year in Victoria and decided to intervene with the planning of the Melbourne cruise. The beginning of the day would be a format that veteran cruisers would have been accustomed to. However, instead of cruising to just any old destination, we handed them a cruise route with directions to Heathcote Raceway. The cruise led cars down Melbourne's fantastic highway network, which, while a little bland, is the best way to move the volume of cars that attend the Victorian event. Loading the 1,000 plus cars into the Heathcote venue proved difficult, and the weather-battered grass car park didn't help either. However, once inside the venue, Victorian cruisers had their senses assaulted with one of the biggest Commodore-specific events held to date. The main spectacle was the test and tune for the Holden Drag Nationals, which meant that the pits were littered with some of the toughest Commodores the scene has to offer. There was also a show and shine conducted off to the side of the racing.
We're here with Jamie. Where are you from, Jamie?
Up at Wallang, Victoria.
And it's a lovely VNSS you got there. What's it got under the hood?
Just a stock 5 litre, bigger throttle body, LCW engine covers, VT style engine cover as well, pod filter, that's about it so far. Got a tripped up auto, 18 CV8 Monaro mags, and that's about it so far. Yeah.
Okay, is this your first cruise for charity?
Nah, this is my third.
And what do you love most about Cruise for Charity?
The cars, the people, good scenery, and yeah.
Thanks for your time, Jamie.
No worries.
I'm here with Sonny, and he's beautiful Holden Caprice. Sonny, what's your Caprice got?
How you going? It's got a 5 litre, standard 5 litre, but I had it tweaked a little bit. It's got flat tops, stage 2 Dynatec cam, VT injectors. It's got a stage 2 shift kit, 345 is LSD diff, VT slotted brakes on the front, VQ slotter on the rear. It's not so much really the engine work on this car, it's more the stereo. I've got 4 inches in the dash, splits on the floor, in the doors, the back doors, the parcel shelf. The boot lid's got 6-inch coaxials, 2 subs, 2 amps and a capacitor. So it's still not finished yet, still got a while to go, but should be good when it's all done.
Okay, and this is your first cruise for charity, is that right?
It's the first one. I couldn't go last year because of Father's Day, so I had to keep the in-laws happy and my dad as well, so I'm glad I came along today, so it was pretty good. This morning was really good. There's a lot of nice cars.
What do you like so much about it?
Just that, it's for starters, it's for the kids. I've got a son of my own as well, and you know, knock on wood, if something happens to them, they're going to be there. But just in general, it's just a bunch of people getting together with nice cars, having a good time, and no one judges you whether your car is crap or good. You know, you come here, get some ideas for your car, see what other people have done, take some, you know, positive feedback, negative feedback, go back and work on it.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time, Sonny.
All right, thank you.
Okay, this is Bree from Frankston. This is a fantastic VL. What's your VL got, Bree?
It's just stock at the moment, but I got plans for it, but not yet. But yeah.
What have you got in mind for it in the future?
Turbo. I want to turbo it, but that's about it for now. But yeah.
Okay, is this your first cruise for charity?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, yeah.
What do you like about it so far?
The cars, the drags, yeah, all the cars. It's good.
So we'll see you back next year with a turbo under the hood?
I don't know about next year, I hope, but yeah, we'll see.
The Victorian event pulled together $27,982.80 for the kitty and boosted us up over the $100,000 mark.
Well, it's the last and final show for 2009. We're in the beautiful City of Churches. Not the City of Churches today, it's the City of the Commodore. Let's go check out the action from Cruise for Charity 6 at Adelaide.
In a town as starved of automotive stimulation as Adelaide, throwing a car show should be pretty easy, right? Well, we managed to pick the one weekend where there was another car show on in the City of Churches, meaning that we had to compete for drivers' attention with Gazanats. Sure, it wasn't ideal, but we're sure the Adelaideans like the feeling of being spoilt for choice for a change. The cruise started just outside the heart of Adelaide at ETSA Park, where hundreds of Adelaide's best Commodores came out to play. To our disappointment, only 240 of them would register for the cruise. However, this relatively small number of cars still donated an extremely respectable $14,882.
We're here with Jamil, owner of Monster, which you may remember from the mag a couple of years ago. Jamil, Monster's gone through a few changes since then. What have you done?
It's got a top 9-inch now, rear end, new trans. What else have we got? We've got a new stroker engine now. It's a bigger stroker. It's making a little bit more power, and we're going to boost up the boost soon to give another dyno and see what it makes.
And you certainly like to drive it, don't you?
For sure. It's all about the crowds today. So bring out the people and we'll have some fun.
And notice it's got some pretty fat tyres under the back. How did you get away with that?
How did we get away? With the cops and stuff? Today we're driving on a permit, so yeah, so far so good.
And you certainly know how to make an entrance, don't you?
Yeah, it was pretty overwhelming. All the people just swarmed the car, yeah, for sure.
Okay, thanks for your time, Jamil.
Yeah, thanks.
Here with
Jess,
Max,
Alicia,
Tyson.
Vicky.
Here, what car did you guys come in today?
I came in this one here, the VRS pack.
And what's that got? What have you done to that?
I've had a new exhaust from the engine to the back, wheels, suspension, a few DVDs.
All right, cool. And how many cruise charities have you guys been to now?
This is our first, actually.
Okay, very good. And you love them first experience?
So far?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
All right, cool. What do you like so much about it?
Oh, cars. Yeah. So much quality.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, we're here with James with his awesome green VX Maloo. James, what have you got done to your Maloo?
Bolted on the supercharger. Just, had the brand new spray paint job just about 2 weeks ago. A few interior mods and diffs, just the standard stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good to drive on the street?
Yeah, it's pretty good to drive on the street, mate. It's a bit rough around the city from the country, so it's a fair drive down here, so yeah, it's good.
How often do you drive it?
Oh, mate, I probably drive it once every 2 months, if that, so yeah.
And, is this your first cruise charity?
Yeah, it is my first one, actually. My mate's been on a couple, so he got me pretty keen to come down and, yeah, got into it, and yeah, it's good. Some nice cars around.
Yeah, you liking what you're seeing?
Yeah, loving what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's really good.
All right, thanks for your time, James.
All right, mate. Cheers.
The cruise route led attendees up through the Adelaide Hills on a scenic, spirited drive, which would eventually lead them to Regency Park Reserve. The destination point had many crowd-pleasing attractions, including a dyno competition and a show and shine. The South Australian cruise rounded out the Cruise for Charity series for 2009 and added $14,882 to the national total, bringing the donations to a sum of $148,983.65.
Highly modified VEs are still thin on the ground, but when we saw Rhys Bennett's example, we were knocked out. From its huge billets, leather trim, to the twin turbos, this is one of the most comprehensively modified VEs we've seen yet.
Amazingly, this wild VE SSV ute was originally purchased because owner Rhys fell in love with the APS twin turbo kit and simply needed a vehicle to fit it to.
I mean, it all started for me when I went and visited Sonny at Morano's, and he had an APS twin turbo kit sitting on the floor in there, and we started pulling the boxes apart and opening it up and having a look at all the bits and pieces, and I was that impressed with the kit that I had to buy it. But I mean, the only problem for me was I didn't have a car at the time to put it on, so I then went about trying to find a car.
Add to the fact that he spends a fair bit of his time in and around building sites, and a ute seemed like the practical option.
I mean, having owned a couple of utes previously, before this I'd had a VZ, before that I had a VU ute, and then even before that, back in the day, I had a WB ute, even before the Commodores. So for me, the ute, it made sense. I love the shape of them. I reckon they're the best looking shape that you can get, and particularly the VU, unbeatable. So another ute it was.
Practicability went out the window, however, when Rhys went to visit Moe at Queen Street to have the SSV custom painted.
One day it was sort of parked on site. I work on a construction site, and it got damaged. The car got damaged. I don't know how. I don't know who did it, but anyway, that led to me having to get the car repainted.
The ute rolled out, lavished in layers of House of Colour candy purple. However, it wasn't just a paint job it scored at the hands of QSR.
Mohammed at Queen Street had painted my previous ute, the blue VZ ute. So I went and saw him. we started tossing a few ideas around. I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted it to be simple, I knew I wanted it to be clean, but I wanted it to be timeless. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to be too outlandish or attract too much attention. So what we ended up doing was we stripped the whole car back and resprayed it with a candy purple over a black base. So at night the car looks still pretty dark, but in the sunlight the candy purple just pops out and looks pretty crazy. So and I think it's a colour that'll not age, it'll look good for many, many years.
Whilst off the road, the VE was also custom trimmed with ivory leather, which now covers the standard seat foam, steering wheel and door trims for a very classy look.
I was tempted to do a bit more, you know. I was tempted to do all the dash and the flat floors and all that sort of stuff too, but I think by doing that you can oftentimes wreck a car. You can wreck a car by almost making it unusable. And for me, I want to get in it. I want to get in it with my boots on from work. I don't want to have to worry about that. So I think I've done enough customising to the interior without just going that bit too far. And I've gone that bit too far before, so I knew what I wanted and I knew what I didn't want.
The ute was also measured up for a set of intro billet wheels, measuring 20 by 10 inches on the rear. Under the bonnet, the standard L98 6-litre V8 has been beefed up by a pair of Garrett turbos, stuck to APS cast exhaust manifolds.
The engine itself is a completely stock 6-litre L98. It's just got the full twin turbo intercooled kit on it, with the Garrett turbos on it, a few custom intake mods to it. But really the engine itself is stock standard. We've obviously upgraded the fuel system, so you can see all the fuel regulator, and we've changed all the lines and the fuel lines. We've got all the braided line and the custom billet fuel rails and all that sort of stuff. To look at it, again, it's simple, it's clean, it's not over the top, and it's functional and gets the job done.
The teal wastegates regulate boost to a figure of 9.5 psi, which to date has seen the VE make a best of 402 kilowatts at the wheels. Reese has suggested that a bigger motor might be on the cards in the future.
We do have some big plans. I mean, keep it on the down low, don't tell anyone, but I've already got a donk ready to go at Sunny's. Sunny's built me something pretty special, so that should be ready for Power Cruise Sydney 2010.
Well, that's it for us. We trust you've enjoyed this special edition of Street Commodores Live and all the action from Cruise for Charity 6. Your generous donations have amounted to almost $150,000, and we've seen some 4,500 Commodores turn out nationwide. Truly inspiring stuff, and something that can only benefit sick and disadvantaged kids Australia-wide. Now make sure you get your next edition 166 of Street Commodores, and it's coming out on March 3rd. That's it, coming to you from Street Commodores Live.